Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we had some awkwardness ensue with some smallpox, and the game stopped responding? Okay, it seems to be fine now. Weird. I don't know what was up with that. Hopefully that won't continue. So we had some awkwardness with some smallpox that caused our previous ruler to no longer be, well, among the living. So now we're playing as this kid. He's only 12, and that's a significant problem for us. We will need to proceed forward for about 4 years here. That is quite a big delay to our plans. No doubt about that. We will be able to do some investments in that time. So this is intended to be a location for heavy infantry and spearmen, and that's the case for both of these. Now we're going to want to build new buildings here, and these buildings are going to end up being eventually probably regimental grounds. We're also going to have blacksmiths and wind furnaces for our buildings here. So wind furnaces are probably the way to go for this building slot. They're relatively cheap, and they're very effective. So we'll just get that going. This is going to be about 2 month ticks at this moment. So now about 1 month tick. We have an upset baron. Oh, okay. Sure, that's fine. So we can construct this small wind furnace. That'll be fine. War was declared on our liege. We don't care. So we need to choose, do we want to be temperate or do we want to be gluttonous? Stewardship +2 and a small boost of health, or stewardship -2 and additional stress loss. Honestly, we're going to take temperate. That will be very useful for us. More stewardship is better. So that seems good. Stewardship is very, very, very powerful for us at this moment because we don't have enough domain limit, but this will probably be solved by our wife. That said, we've had a difficult time finding high stewardship wives who are highborn, so that's going to be potentially problematic. We'll see. For now, of course, we just need to work on coming of age. That's going to be the biggest of deals here. So that's all fine for now, and we're definitely having some problems with our domain limit, but that is a solvable issue, for sure. And hopefully we get decent stewardship education here. That's the dream. We'll see what we end up with, but anything is better than some of the other educations we've had. So that sounds good. So we just hit 13, and our birthday is 14 March. Okay. Gotcha. So we've got about 3 more years here before we come of age. Slightly under 3 years. I do want to come out over this direction and build a wind furnace here. That's going to be necessary. So we'll get that going in. That will generate us some additional money, but we don't directly hold those castles right now, so that is ultimately going to be a bit of a problem. We are up to 20 gold per month. This number will dramatically increase once this kid comes of age. And once we get rid of our regent. Our regent is a bit of a problem. We may actually want to start swaying her and try to get some opinion there. That's probably not really going to change her loyalty, but it's worth a try. So we'll get going on that. How are we doing on our court chaplain? Oh, okay. He is not endorsing us. Gotcha. We could replace him, and actually, this guy's way better at the job. The real question is, will he be positive? And I don't think he will be positive. Cultural acceptance -23. I mean, short reign, fair enough. Personal diplomacy, fair enough as well. This guy's much better at the job. But I'm going to just hold off on that for now. We have no heir at this moment. If we fire him from that job, he becomes our heir, which means that he's in a position to want to eliminate us, right? So for now, we just want to come of age and acquire our own heir via conventional means. That is the plan here, I think. Checking in on these locations, they look pretty okay in terms of their building choices. We could probably consider swapping, like, prayer halls for wind furnaces. Wind furnaces are just so good at generating money. And I'm going to do that. We're going to swap that over. That will be absolutely fine. So this seems okay. And the question is, even if we get her opinion up enough... Oh, wow, 460 gold. That's impressive. Okay, so in that case, we could theoretically build a duchy building here. We may want to just spend that money on upgrading this castle, though. I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll get that going. That seems fine. 28.7 gold per month now. Now that's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm not entirely sure where all of that came from. We're not being endorsed. Just additional stewardship? Oh, we're at 6 of 5 domain limit. That's why. It was the additional stewardship. Perfect. So that is absolutely wonderful. Of course, we need to be up at 8. Ideally would be 10. But for now, 8 will do. Okay, so our increased county control in Madurai is now finished. I want to check our other locations. Yeah, control levels are good across the board. So that looks fine for now. We have 209 gold at this moment, and I want to put that gold into these baronies, filling in some of these empty building slots. That's the plan for the gold for right now. Of course, we're going to come of age eventually. We're now 14, and that is looking good. These two are going to finish up soon, this one first. So we're going to be thinking about what we want to build here. Well, we know for a fact we're going to want regimental grounds, and we know for a fact we're going to want blacksmiths. I think probably blacksmiths are the first thing to put in here, because that will theoretically generate a little bit of gold, but it won't be much. So we could become, this is what, irritable? Or we're already reclusive. Okay, sounds good. So we'll reduce our stress level, and that's fine. Okay, so what's cheaper here? Blacksmiths are 142 gold, and regimental camps are 190 gold. So we're going to be going for the blacksmiths just as soon as this is done, which is going to be about 30 days. Absolutely fine. We're delighted to be saving up more money right now. So that sounds great. Okay, so we're going to get that bloomery going in just instantly. We're going to do the same thing over here, but that's 7 months away from finishing. 12 months and 2 years on these. So that's all looking pretty good, actually. Everything in this very, very strong county is finishing, or is actually constructing right now. So that seems excellent. We can just continue to bank money for now. We're going to need it. So, we're now 15. We're going to be coming of age in under a year now. That's going to be a very big deal. The real question is, are we going to be able to get rid of this lady? We did manage to sway her. So that's something. We're almost counteracting deceitful. Almost. Okay. Well, we're going to come of age. Our liege is being attacked by a lot of different people. We're not helping him. And do we want to? We would likely be able to turn the tide in some of these. We have another new liege. Okay, that's noted. Absolutely fine for now. We would get a crush on this girl. I don't think we care exactly. The problem is she's underage, and what that means for, like, setting up things like betrothals, and why I generally don't set up betrothals for children, is because we don't know what her education trait is going to be. And that's very important information. But we can get a crush on her. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So at this point, we're just waiting until we come of age, which is just a few months away. And that's absolutely wonderful. This castle is done building, and we definitely want to get our blacksmith going in here. So let's get that underway right now. And we're 4 months from this castle completing. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we want to get up to overall a domain limit of about 10. That's our long-term goal here, but that's potentially going to take a little while. Do we want to try to form friends with our bully? It's a low chance, but we'll lose stress anyway. Okay, we had a quarrelsome time. I'm not surprised about that. We just inherited the Dama of Korkai, and that is this right over here. Now, we can't really afford to hold this right now. We can always pull this back later, but we'll just grant this out for now. Okay, so that's absolutely fine, and we will pull these back eventually. Because we can always revoke this title just for free, right? I mean, this guy won't like us, but it's a barony level title. It's not a problem. So we finished constructing our mott here, and this is long-term intended to be a location where we house siege weapons. So we're going to immediately put in workshops here, but we also need to grant this out for now. We can't afford to hold it. Okay, so that's absolutely fine for now. Our regent furthered the mandate, increasing feudal taxes. Okay, she's getting very powerful. And we're now a fortune builder. Okay, we've come of age. And the question is, can we get rid of this lady? Nope. Okay, she has a 0% chance of acceptance. Well now. Even if we give her all of this stuff, even if we gave her 885 gold, well, actually, that'd be swinging the scales. So we do need to leverage probably piety here and swing this down. But there's only so much that we can do there. Now, if we look to end the entrenched regency, yeah, she would not accept this. She has negative 14% chance, and that's mostly due to her personality. Minus 100. Now, we can't imprison her because we can't take overt hostile actions against our diarch. We can't discharge her. And what else could we potentially do? Well, we could start trying to murder her. That's likely going to be hard. Or we could just continue to sway her up for now. But what we really need to do is we need to get married. That's mission number 1. So we need to find a high stewardship potential wife here. This lady would maybe be okay. She's high stewardship, she's highborn. She's currently ill, but she'll almost certainly recover from that. So that's probably not an issue. She also has a claim on a county, but I doubt we care too much about that. So we could do this, and that seems fine. Okay. So at this point, we need a lifestyle, and we're going to take stewardship, obviously. Wealth focus. Perfect. And that will absolutely be fine. We can see now we're up to 46.3 gold income per month, and that's even with having this lady here. And we gotta get rid of her. We're just hoping that eventually she's willing to accept something. What is this? Not resulting in an alliance. I don't care about this. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, so up over this direction, we could definitely get an upgrade going. I'm not sure if we want to right now. What we definitely do want to do... Okay, so here's our spouse. She's still ill, so we're hoping that she recovers from that. She almost certainly will. And we want her to move into managed domain. 6 of 7. That's unfortunate. Okay. Our steward isn't very good at the job. We could put this guy in, which I'm going to do. And this guy's way better at the job, but that doesn't actually boost our stewardship. It's unfortunate, to be sure. We're going to need to pull back one of these titles, and it's going to be this one. So I'm going to revoke this title for now. He has no choice, and that's absolutely fine. So we're going to station our pikemen right down over here. Perfect. I'd hoped that our wife would bring us up to 8 of 8. But alas, that did not happen. We could probably get there, and we just inherited a Thakana. That's this one up over here. We don't want to hold this. So we're going to grant that. Okay. So that sounds good for now. We do want eventually to get at least one more, right? So we should probably ransom these people over here. Ooh, yes, 450 gold. We'll ransom you, and we'll ransom you. At long last, these two are able to be ransomed. So that sounds great. We do have too few spouses at this moment, and what kind of a hit are we taking from that? Let's take a look here. If we looked at, say, our regent. No hit there. What about our court chaplain? I'm not seeing a hit in opinion from too few spouses. Interesting. The main reason why we don't want additional spouses at this moment, of course, is because we're on Confederate partition. We want to have as few heirs as possible while still having heirs. So that's going to be a little awkward, for sure. We can upgrade this temple level, and that's absolutely something that's fine to do. We can't upgrade this just yet, but we definitely do want to upgrade our elephant riding grounds. So that looks good. We're up to 53.9 gold per month, and that number will continue to increase. Bloomeries have been constructed, and that's right down over here. And we know for a fact that the next building here is going to be regimental grounds. So we'll get that going. That will be absolutely fine. Why are these at 5 building slots and this one is at 4? Is that because of the castle level? I don't think so. This is at 5 building slots. Is that a capital versus non-capital thing? That might be a capital versus non-capital thing. Because this is a county capital here. This is a county capital and has 5 building slots. These are not county capitals. I'm guessing that's what's going on, but we have sufficient building slots to do what we need. So it's all fine. So up in Calicut, we could definitely get an upgrade going. I'm going to hold off on that for now. These guys are sieging Madurai. You're going to have to stop. That's what I thought. We're going to go catch them up over here. They don't get to do this. Get out of here. They made a mistake by entering our territory. We weren't going to interfere in this war. There we go. We don't have the best men-at-arms in the world, but that battle is won, and that did win us 152 prestige, so that's something. Let's see. We could join a claim on... I don't care about that, I don't think. We'll just gain some dread. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to need to get rid of these guys. Just as soon as we can. Eventually we'll be able to. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. And now we need to continue to spend our gold, right? We've got this castle down over here. Now this castle, we might want to have this be an economic castle for now. Because we don't have any long-term plans for a while on putting anything in here in terms of men-at-arms. So I think for now, this is going to be a purely economic castle, which means wind furnaces, it means trade ports, it means blacksmiths, theoretically. Elephantry would be potentially good. Forestry is probably very good to put in for now. So we'll get that going, and that will be fine. Over here, we know that we want to put in regimental grounds, so we'll get that in immediately. Perfect. Okay, so that's all looking good. Over here in Mahal, we're trying to boost up our light horsemen, and we've got these bastions and curtain walls here. These aren't going to boost light horsemen. I believe the plan was eventually to change these over to... heavy cavalry. So that also means changing this trade port over to stables. And we could also put in blacksmiths here. That would maybe be in place of the string storages. We would probably overall see a reduction in our gold flow, but that's probably fine. So we'll go ahead and get that going, and that'll be okay. Crowned sovereign law, huh? Okay. So that's all fine for the moment. We do have need of changing around some of this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy these light horsemen, and we're going to put in armored horsemen. Armored horsemen are expensive, and we're going to put them in Mahal. We're not going to bump this up to maximum yet. I'm also going to get rid of these pakes, but we're going to hold off for a month or two on that. So they're currently stationed up in Calicut, and we're going to get rid of them, and we're going to put in crossbows up here instead. How much are crossbows? Crossbows are 88. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this now, and we can create a men-at-arms regiment of crossbowmen. And we're going to station those in Calicut. Excellent. So we don't have much in terms of our men-at-arms. As you can see, we're substantially weakened at this moment. And that's not terribly surprising. We're 8 of 7. Oh, this is currently held by us. We need to not hold that. There we go. Let's get rid of that, and that will be perfect. So we're making 55 gold per month right now, and we don't even have anything in our lifestyle. So this is going pretty well as far as income goes. And things are not going to change too drastically on that front. So that sounds good. A mighty elephant, huh? Honestly, it can be our personal war elephant. Sure, sounds good. That's a lot of prestige, so we will happily take that. Okay, so these upgrades are eventually going to be finishing. Eventually. And we want to get more upgrades done down here, but that's all going to take a little bit of time. We're back up to 55 gold per month, and that's very solid for us. No doubt about that. This upgrade is still happening. Yeah, this one's about to finish, and we're going to want to boost the rope walks as the priority here. We can't do this because we don't have the cash, so we're going to have to wait that out. That's going to be a couple of months. A lot of people are declaring wars on our liege. Okay. We don't care. Not our problem. It's fine. That might be creating some bosses for us to fight later. That's okay. So at this moment, I really do want to get this rope walk going. We're very, very close to getting that done. What is this? Sure, why not? Our regent paid us a mandate, so, I mean, at least she's still being useful. How are we doing on that anyway? She's at plus 38 opinion right now. We could swing the scales, leveraging piety again, and I'm going to do this. So that swings the scales back this direction. And it is naturally decaying to 0. So we are interested in getting rid of her, but 53% acceptance chance now. She's most interested in a favor. Interesting. And that's because she's deceitful. How old is she? How long is she going to last? She's 56. So she's going to last a little while probably, but not a terribly long time. I just want to keep working up her opinion for right now. We're going to start getting some long reign years pretty soon, and so that will be good. She is a bit frustrated with us, but that's going to be improving over time. Okay. Sure. She's a title claimant, which is a bit problematic, but it's okay. We just discovered the windmills innovation. And I suppose we could marry this girl. She's not, like... The real thing here, right? Oh, she's already married. Never mind. She's married to our cousin. Pass. Okay. I was going to say we could marry her. The main concern is that we need a primary wife with good stats, and we've not had a child yet, which is not necessarily ideal. Okay, so golden obligations is fine. We could certainly get ourselves a secondary spouse here. That would increase the amount... this is a lustful one, too. That would increase the likelihood that we have a child. We do really need an heir. 0.2% risk of our children being inbred here. Okay, I didn't realize we were related. Maybe that doesn't matter, though. 0.2% is not a very high percent chance. What other options do we have? We don't really care about our stats, right? The only thing we really are interested in is fertility traits. That would be ideal here. I mean, gluttonous, but here's a lustful fertility trait. Highborn as well, and no potential chance of inbreeding. That seems like a good option. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. So that will be fine for the time being, and now, of course, we have an extra building slot in all of these locations. Because we just got windmills. Now, a lot of these, we can't actually construct windmills in, but we can here. No, it shows up, but it's not the county capital. Right. We can only build these in county capitals. So that means in locations like Colum. So this is an elephant location here, and we probably just want to put in either windmills or watermills. So we're going to be done here in 2 months. That's fine. In our capital, we don't have any men-at-arms stationed here right now. So we probably do want to put in either a windmill or a watermill here. Which would be preferred? Windmills give development growth and holding tax % increase, whereas watermills reduce the construction cost. This is a short-term gain. Ultimately, 24% holding taxes. Oh, wait, that's hospices. Hang on. Where is our windmills? Here we go. Ultimately, 34%. Development growth of 34% and 3.85 taxes per month. We compare that to the watermills, which is ultimately going to be the same amount of tax. Reductions to our building construction and holding construction cost, which we don't actually care about long term, and only 24% holding taxes. So windmills are better than watermills for our purposes in every measure. So we're going to get that going immediately. Up in Calicut, we're going to want to do the same thing. We're going to want to build windmills here. Up here, I think we're going to want to build windmills here, right? Hang on. Let's double check that. This is archers, and we do eventually want forest forts. We can replace our forestry with forest forts, and that's fine. Yeah. Okay, that'll be okay. So we do want to get a windmill going in here as well, and then we'll need a little bit more gold because we're going to want to put that windmill in Mahal, because none of these are going to increase our cavalry at this moment, other than the blacksmith, but we can replace the workshop with the blacksmith. That'll be okay. So we want to put the windmill in here. That's going to be the dream. But we've got a lot of work to do on getting these building slots filled up. We want to get a level 1 building in all of these, and that's going to take some time. No doubt about that. That's going to be a bit of a slow process, including these out over here. We do see a rope walk going in here. That'll be fine. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a slow process. No doubt about it. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to work towards getting all of that done. Of course, we're not the culture leader, and this is kind of irrelevant. Okay, that's going to be in 7 years. So urbanization would be neat, but the late medieval era is about 12 months away from being reached. Gotcha. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.